Hello, everyone. This is John Neville with Mindful Test Taking, and today's webinar is about how to overcome test anxiety. So today I'm going to talk about principles and theories for how you can raise your test scores and lower your stress at the same time. I'm going to share my screen here. So just an outline of today's talk. We're going to start with some who am I, and then go into what my company Mindful Test Taking does. Then we're going to go into how we do it, and that's going to include some drills and some exercises for you all to do today to experience the power of the work. And then we're going to talk about what life looks like with and without our program for you, for your children, whoever might be interested. And then for those of you that stay until the end, there's a special offer. I have a special discount. So I've been helping students overcome test anxiety since 2010, ages generally 15 to 16 and up. If middle schoolers are interested, we do have one of their parents join us during the program, during the coaching sessions. I studied and graduated from Stanford University in 2006 with a degree in mathematical and computational sciences. And I graduated from Oxford in England in 2010 with a master's in financial economics. And since 2010, I spent over 4,000 hours involved in one-on-one coaching sessions, both in person and over video conference. So a little bit about my story. My first job was trading stocks and stock options on the American and New York stock exchanges during the financial crisis. So from 2006, 2007 to 2009. And I was trading 125 different stocks. I was staring at 7 different computer screens at a time, trying to keep track of everything. My boss had an alcohol and drug problem, and so that was quite stressful as well. And at some point, I was sleeping for about 4 hours per night. And so I went to this meditation center nearby, and they taught me to follow the breath. And I thought that following the breath was going to solve all my stress and anxiety issues. And that turned out very much not to be the case. Luckily, I found a new teacher, and he taught me that the secret to mindfulness is called progressive relaxation, meaning that the more that you practice relaxing, the better that you get at it and the deeper you can go. And he switched me over from following the breath in and out of my nose to doing what's called a body scan meditation, which we actually have our students do as part of our program. And what we do there is you consciously feel and relax your body from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. And it takes maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And then you do it a second time. You can do it back to back, or later that day, or the next day. And the second time that you scan your body, you will likely be more relaxed and more free of tension than you were the first time. So just like lifting weights, you get stronger. Here you practice relaxing and you get better at being able to relax. And he taught me accurately that this is what mindfulness is all about. Now, after about 10 months or so of practicing the body scan and practicing his tools, I went so deep that I actually became aware of chronic, sharp, congenital pelvic pain that I had never realized I even had. I just thought I was always a stressed out or stressful, anxious person. And it turns out I had some physical pain that was perpetuating the anxiety that I was feeling. And since then, since I discovered it in 2009, I've actually been embarking on this mission to help myself heal and help myself feel better. Sorry about the formatting here, but I came back to Houston and I thought long and hard about getting a PhD in psychology because I knew I wanted to coach people. I knew I didn't want to be an economist anymore. I wanted to help people feel better. So I started studying experiential modalities. I became a registered yoga teacher, a medical Qigong practitioner, getting certifications in both of those. And I'm also a certified hypnotherapist as well. I studied emotional freedom technique and some nutrition. And the more that I studied these modalities and got these certifications, the more I began to feel better, the less stressed and anxious I felt and the more present I became. I also was able to share these modalities with the clients and the students that I was working with, and I got stellar results with them. They really loved it. So I developed my own philosophy, and I call the philosophy energetic fitness. So strength training gives you bigger muscles, cardiovascular exercise gives you leaner muscles, and energetic fitness gives you more relaxed muscles. Forms of energetic fitness include meditation, yoga, massage, acupuncture, acupressure, right? Basically, all of these exercises came from the East. They came from Asia. And when we can apply the Western tendency toward being ambitious and motivated and driven into this ability to progressively relax through energetic fitness practices, then you experience a lot of health benefits and a lot of transformation. So I started working with students and clients, and my very first student actually raised his GMAT score by over 100 points out of 800 after just one session. We worked over the phone back then, and he didn't do any extra studying in between his two tests. He just applied our work. He just made sure he went in feeling as relaxed and as calm as possible, and that definitely translated into a very much higher score. The company in Houston was one of the top, and still is one of the top tutoring companies in all of Houston, and they sent me him, and they started to send me a lot more students. And the vast majority of their students raised their test scores. Now, I've also had a private practice over the years helping people overcome phobias and fears of flying in airplanes, or fear of heights, fear of public speaking, and the formula is the same. And I'll talk more about that formula of having people visualize the scenario and then progressively relax. Finally, in 2016, I created mindful test taking. And I decided it was time to focus the vast majority of my time and energy on helping students overcome test anxiety, academic stress, studying overwhelm, things of that nature. And again, we work with high school and college and graduate level students, professionals who are taking licensing exams, etc. And we've been very, very effective because students are usually getting some sort of external help, whether it's from tutors or professors or teachers. And so all we have to do is just come in and help them with the inner game, with the internal portion of it all. And so I posted an ad about in August of 2016, and two phenomenally talented colleagues replied to the ad. Maida Lackland and Heather McClellan. And they've been practicing mindfulness for over 35 years, almost 40 years combined. And they've been mindfulness-based coaches for at least 6 years each. Heather was involved in a mindfulness-based community down in Austin and helped grow it to be over 1,000 people from just being a few dozen in the beginning. And Maida's been practicing yoga for quite some time. So what do? We work with students, usually over video conference, but in some cases, if they live in the Bay Area, near Berkeley or Oakland, we can travel to them as well. And we treat the ability to relax like it's a form of fitness. And I've created an entire curriculum with articles and audios and videos. We teach students how to reduce test anxiety before test day even arrives. And a lot of the times, it's very rare for students to not feel any different. Most of our students feel noticeably calmer during the test. And very often this translates into a higher score because they're not having to struggle through so much stress or anxiety. We see 3 and 4 and 5 point increases out of 36 on the ACT, 120 plus on the SAT, 50 plus points on the GMAT out of 800 are very common. And then this will filter over into other areas of life. So students report feeling more confident when they're speaking in front of the class, when they are playing sports, if they're artistic, they notice that the quality of their art is often higher because their creative capacities are enhanced, because their minds are calmer and their hearts are more open, so to speak. It also filters into better relationships with their family members and friends. So let's get into some of the theory, all right? Here are the 5 steps. First, we teach students progressive relaxation. And I actually teach them how to activate mindful awareness in the very first 50-minute session with me. And then step 2 is to learn how to engage the subconscious mind, how to visualize and relax so that you can preemptively reduce your test anxiety and academic stress. We encourage our students to practice these skills and drills and exercises for about 10 to 15 minutes every day. And we also talk about nutrition, how to think and how to speak more positively and constructively, as well as self-care. So this chart came to my mind about 7 years ago. Now, just as water can be solid, liquid, or gas, you have a physical, unemotional, and mental aspects of yourself. Whenever you're stressed out or overwhelmed, your physical body is tense, your emotions are blocked, and your thoughts are racing or cloudy. When you're present, your physical body is relaxed, your emotions are flowing, and your thoughts are clear. Now, most approaches to mindfulness only focus on your thoughts, and that's a big mistake. You want to be engaging in a mindfulness practice that creates changes in the physical, emotional, and mental levels as well. The good news is that when you truly change in one of these three realms, you're going to also change in the other two realms as well. So because you cannot become a more mentally clear person without also becoming more physically relaxed. And because our students enter a profoundly deep state of relaxation during our sessions, they also experience emotional and mental benefits and changes as well. To go deeper, whenever you're thinking a negative thought or feeling an unpleasant emotion, your body's also tensing itself up. When you're thinking a positive thought or feeling a positive emotion, your body's relaxing. This is why becoming more skillful at progressive relaxation makes you less capable of being negative or fearful and more capable of being positive and solution-oriented in your life. Now we're going to go into some of the drills. So the first drill that we're going to do, and we're going to do them kind of all together, is called the peak state elicitation. And that's where you actually recall a time in your life when you felt present. It's important to know, how is reducing test anxiety going to feel? How are you going to feel when you have resolved your test anxiety? You or your child, you have felt this way before, whether you were on vacation or out in nature, or maybe you were connecting with people that you love, etc. The second drill is to do the body scan like I talked about earlier. We're going to have you consciously feel and relax your body from head to toe. And once you've done that, you're going to realize that what made those peak moments from that drill so special is that your body simply relaxed. And it's going to inspire you to spend enough time putting in the time and the energy towards being a better relaxer. And the third drill that you will learn today is the fundamental way to activate mindful awareness. There's many different ways to meditate, but there's one core way to activate mindful awareness. And once you do it, once you know how to reset, which is what I call it, you're going to know the core technique that every single mindfulness technique out there is based off of. Mindfulness does not get a whole lot more profound or simple than doing absolutely nothing and allowing your whole self to progressively relax. So let's actually go ahead and do it. So go ahead and close your eyes. And we'll do the peak state elicitation first. And close your eyes and imagine that you are reliving a moment in which you felt very present, in which you felt very calm. Relive the most powerful moment of the memory. Maybe you were on vacation, on the beach, or surrounded by people that you love. See now what you saw then. Feel now what you felt then. And let your body begin to regenerate this experience. Let your muscles become more relaxed, your mind become more quiet, and your breathing become more easy. And make this memory as real and as vivid as possible. so that that state begins to reemerge of having everything slow down, having your awareness drop down into your heart and into your stomach. Do not manipulate your breath. Just let your breath flow in and out. And now let's go to the body scan. So relax your face. Let your face relax. Relax your neck and shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your elbows and your forearms. Relax your hands. Relax your chest and your heart, your stomach and your back. Relax all the muscles in your back and do your best to be nice and still. The more still you are, the more easily your heart rate can slow down. Then relax your hips and your pelvis. Relax your thighs and your knees. Relax your shins and your calves and your ankles and your feet. Relax even more deeply. Let your mind get more quiet. Your muscles get more relaxed. Your breathing get easier. Just feel your body enter as deep of a state of relaxation as possible. And then now let your whole body relax all at once. So you don't know what you're going to be able to feel or relax next inside of your body. All you know is that something inside of you is going to relax. And I'm going to be quiet. And the instruction again is just to keep your eyes closed, be still, and let your body relax. This is the way to be present. And in doing nothing, so to speak, you're doing something. You're allowing your body to relax. So here we go. And then when you're ready, when you've reset, check back in with that peak memory, with being on the beach or being on vacation, and notice how your ability to connect with the state of presence is even stronger because we've been scanning and resetting and relaxing your body. So again, what made those moments of presence happen is that your body and mind relaxed. And for your mind to relax, your physical body must also relax. And when you're ready, you can come up. So you now know the fundamental way to be present, to do nothing but relax. Took about 5 minutes. Now let's keep going in terms of the theory and discussion. It would take a lot of meditation to sufficiently reduce test anxiety or academic stress because meditation is a general mindfulness technique. That's why, as part of our program, we incorporate specific mindfulness techniques. General techniques do not devote or direct the power of mindfulness into specific life situations. So meditation, stretching, massage, those are all general techniques. Specific techniques such as affirmations, Psychotherapy is another one because you are discussing and working through and bringing awareness to one specific situation in your life. Emotional freedom technique, or EFT tapping, is another specific technique, and that's one of the exercises that we teach as part of our program. So specific techniques incorporate your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is simply your body and how it responds to where you focus your attention. Your body gets tricked into believing that your thoughts are real, that they're actually happening. So as a quick drill, this takes about 15 seconds. Close your eyes and imagine that you're biting into an orange. And once you start to salivate, you can open your eyes. So make biting into an orange so real that you start to salivate. That, so come on up. That salivary response is your subconscious mind. So if you salivate when you imagine biting into an orange, what do you think an anxious student does when they imagine that they're taking a test? Their body tenses up. And then we train them to progressively relax while visualizing until they can visualize themselves taking a test and their body stays relaxed. When they can do that, they're ready to walk in and take the test. So this is how we help students reduce test anxiety before test day even arrives. We do give students some techniques that they can use on breaks, but the vast majority of our students are simply taking the test because they've done enough preparation work with us to actually feel calm enough to raise their score and to do a better job on the test and to have a more pleasant experience, frankly. So here's some of our testimonials. Emily scored a 27. I think this was in May or so of this year. And then by July, she had scored a 32. I think it was like an April or May ACT. And then by July, she had a 32. So she raised her score by 5 points out of 36. Alex raised his GMAT by 120 points, and he actually graduated from Rice University Business School about, I think, a year ago or so. Cameron was making D's and F's. He had recently actually lost his brother, so he was pretty stressed out about that. And so he used our techniques to reduce his academic stress. And his grades increased to A's and B's. And I remember calling his mother years later, and she said, like a year or two later, and she said, yep, he's still doing great. He's still making great grades in school and everything. Maria raised her verbal score from the 47th to 76th percentile, and she's now in Johns Hopkins nursing program. Garvin had an oral exam for her graduate mathematics program, and the first time she took it, she froze. She had to retake it. And we worked with her to reduce her performance anxiety, and she passed and graduated. She remembers thinking during that second try, oh, this is going well. This is going well. I know what I'm doing. And now she teaches math at a very strong high school in Texas. Molly is one of our more dramatic cases. She was taking a lot of medications, and we worked with her, and she actually reduced her medications, a lot of it because of her work with us, and now she's making straight A's in school. She used to have regular panic attacks, and I think she's had one panic attack in the last 12 to 18 months. So she's doing great. Now, mindful test taking is probably one of the few companies that is doing this with respect to test anxiety, but there are conscious companies all over the planet who are helping people realize that you can reduce your stress and anxiety, you can reduce your level of struggle, and you can perform better. This is what the whole waking up movement or conscious movement is about. It's very much about living a pure life, so to speak, or purifying yourself, your body of tension, your emotional body of blockages, and your thought and your mental body of extraneous or distracted thoughts. So we've been catalyzing change in our students, and we're very excited to be part of this movement that is sweeping the globe. So before students work with us, they're struggling, they're straining, they're conflicted, they're overly exerting themselves, and they're underperforming. After they work with us, they're calmer, they're more comfortable in their bodies and minds, they're more at ease, and they perform better. They actually have an easier time earning higher grades than they did earning lower grades before. And this is because they are becoming a stronger person by learning how to stay calm, especially when the pressure's on. We are here to work with motivated, committed, sensitive students. Yes, mindfulness can help with motivation. And if students have, very slight motivational challenges periodically or infrequently, that's fine. But if students have, consistent motivational challenges or blocks, that is not our niche. Our niche is to work with sensitive students that care about their future. They basically care almost too much. And so they're getting frozen when the pressure's on. And we have a very high success rate with them. So I mentioned at the beginning that I had a valuable offer, and the offer is a coaching call with me. And I'll actually go more into depth with today's principles and theory and practices for you and or your child. We can talk about what your goals are academically, personally, professionally, and how becoming a better relaxer, how learning how to stay more composed under pressure can help you. So usually this call is $150. And because you are here with me today, I'm happy to offer it for free. So that offer is good for today only. So if you're interested, please do go ahead and message me right now and express your interest. All right.